From a flightless simulator at Ferris Air to a momentous meeting in an alley to the complex mind of an architect to every far sector in space and to the brilliance of the central power battery on Oa. This is the podcast that covers the adventures of all of your favorite ring slingers. This is the Emerald Echo with your hosts, Adam and the Emerald Enthusiast.
Welcome to another episode of Emerald Echo, a Green Lantern podcast and vidcast most of the time. I'm your host, Adam, and with me is my co-host, Donnie, the Emerald Enthusiast himself. Donnie, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Lantern fans? It's the man whose ring runs on fanboy energy. It's the Emerald Enthusiast, and we're back to bring you some animated goodness right here on the Emerald Echo. Usually vidcast, but right now it's going to be a podcast because this is a commentary.
Yeah, we're doing a commentary track. We're continuing our commentary track of Green Lantern, the animated series. We did the first two episodes a while back, so we're going to do another two episodes today. And during commentaries, you want to watch the show and maybe listen to what we have to say and not really see us. So hence, this is just a podcast, but it will still appear on YouTube, of course. Or if you listen to it on YouTube, you already know that it's on YouTube. So as we always do, let's get set up and as in sync, not the band, but let's get coordinated as best as we can, given what technology will allow, and different regions and codes. There might be a slight delay or whatnot, but we'll try and get it as simple and as lined up as straight as possible. So we're at zeros across the board for episode 3 on the timestamp. So cue your DVD, your Blu-ray, or your digital file 2 zeros across the board. And I'm going to do a countdown of 3. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and play. And on the word play, well, you hit play.
Right.
And that's how simple it is. Then we'll start watching.
As the Joker once said, and here we go.
All right, then, here we go. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, play.
And you see Hal Jordan right now. This is the opening credits. There's Kilowog, so there's Razer. And so hopefully if you're watching a Blu-ray or streaming or a digital file, you are now in sync with us.
Hopefully we're in sync, but we're probably
previously on Green Lantern.
Oh, I'm ahead of you.
You are. Okay.
Should I pause?
Just give it a second and I'll let you know. Right now I'm looking at the Interceptor and it says Razor's Edge. And he's watching the planet explode. And here comes Kilowog. You like looking at that stuff, Poozer?
Okay, that's where now we're pretty much.
Why are you hunting Green Lanterns? Sorry.
He's a very good interrogator.
Can you imagine getting interrogated by Kilowog?
Not really.
That would be a bad day.
Yeah. I mean, what's his teeth brushing hygiene like? So basically, Razer just hates everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, he is a tragic character. He's hurt as opposed to just being angry.
When we see the Guardians in that, in this light kind of hologram kind of thing, does that kind of remind you of the Council on Krypton from the '78 Superman film?
That's a good point.
Their heads.
Yeah. It also makes me think about the Jedi.
Yeah.
When they, communicate as, in a similar method. So.
But he basically just said they should execute me. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Saying this guy has a death wish is an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much speaks in absolutes. I hate people. There's right and there's wrong. And again, he's more of a wounded animal as opposed to somebody with like well-honed hatred or
Yeah.
prejudiced. So, but nothing too nice. There you go.
I love the Interceptor. It looks so cool.
Oh yes, I would give anything for McFarlane to do the Interceptor, a scaled,
I'm not
toy
shocked.
where
I'm not shocked that you wanted a toy, then.
never happened before. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have an Interceptor that I could put a Hal Jordan and a Kilowog figure into.
And you know what's funny is that initially I was kind of skeptical, but when we started seeing stuff like it's Green Lantern, why do we need a spaceship? You know what I mean?
Right. But there is a reason for that. And Green Lanterns do use ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we saw that come into play in Secret Origin.
Yes.
Abin Sur was in a ship. So
yeah.
The old Spider Guild.
Cool design.
Yeah, I like how creepy they are.
All spiders, right? You have to.
Yes.
They're very on brand. I love how Kilowog just wants to get rid of him and be done with him.
Yeah, it takes Kilowog. It's ironic. I mean, they've come such a long way. If you watched Young Justice and saw how much Kilowog has affection for Razer now, that's long-term storytelling, especially across 2 series now.
Yeah, and how many years?
Yeah. This was 2012. March 17th, 2012 was the original air date.
And Young Justice is now in 2022, so 10 years.
Yeah. Ouch. Torture. Yeah, the Spider Guild is from the comics, by the way. It's Green Lantern Volume 2, number 167.
All right.
Yeah, their first appearance.
I was gonna ask that, so you telegraphed my question. What is that?
Remember, he's an escapee from the prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just love the alien creature design. It's so awesome.
Well, I mean, Green Lantern's a cosmic story. You've got to have things like this to, reinforce the illusion. There's got to be lots of species and planets and,
exactly.
a lot of little cosmic themes. Oh!
The Roman Reigns type.
Yeah, he speared him.
Funnily enough, Donnie, the episode is called Razor's Edge, which is
exactly.
the finishing move of
yeah, exactly.
aka Razor Ramon. That's a tug of war.
That would have been. I love just a quick construct. See, that's the thing. That's what Green Lanterns can do when. They can end a fight in a hurry.
Real quick, yeah.
Yeah. And usually without doing too much damage. I mean, they are, like policemen or soldiers, so they don't usually go for bodily damage unless it's necessary. So
and with their constructs, they also won't destroy. Well, I mean, hopefully they won't be destroying copious amounts of public property, right?
It happens from time to time, but they don't try to.
They have a better use. They have a better ability to kind of prevent that. Is what I mean.
You know what would have been cool if Razer at least one time he would have introduced himself by saying, "Hey, yo."
I was gonna say that would have been perfect. He's not wrong.
Razor's worse than a criminal.
That's very judgmental there, Kilowatt.
Yeah. This version of Kilowog, I'll say, is not as complex as the comics version. Now, not that I don't like him on this show, I really do.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit more, kind of, I don't know how to say it. Like, a little bit more emotional, a little bit more animalistic, judgmental. He's not the Kilowog that we usually see in the comics, who's a genius, by the way. That isn't often like played up, but he is very intelligent in the comics. So,
Yeah, usually they go for his size and
yeah.
strength and brute
I mean, and
brute
in fact,
force.
there's a line later on in the series where he talks about his constructs, and he's like, "Yeah, I mainly make hammers." And again, the Kilowog in the comics is his levels of intelligence is very high. So,
Right.
although I do like his mode of locomotion, when you see his feet go across the screen there, you can almost feel the vibrations.
Oh yeah. And if he's running towards you, usually they're not good vibrations either.
I like how Goggin just now was like, "Uh-oh, they're about to get into a bad way here."
Like, again, I love the different locales that we see here. Look, like you see this cave kind of setup.
Yes.
And like see even the look of this planet, this area. It's very unique. It doesn't look like anything in another form of media. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. It's let me note that this is similar to Atrocitus's origin. Atrocitus lost his family in the massacre of Sector 666
Yeah,
when the Manhunters went crazy.
that's right.
And
Yes.
yeah. Now, Atrocitus seems to be, a little bit more, violent and sadistic just by nature than Razor. But, you can see, there's a common theme there. It's people who have undergone trauma and who have a reason to hate. That's why they get the red rings.
Yeah, that's why they would
Yep.
recruit those kind of people, right?
Yep.
Was it Wolverine?
Hey, bub, let me out of this prison. I ain't scared of no rocks.
Yeah. It'd suck if you forgot.
Yeah, this is about the closest that we get to, the yellow impurity in this series.
Yeah. That would be torture having to relive that memory.
Oh, yes. I can't imagine coming home to that. Poor Razor. Hmm.
Well, that's a precarious position.
Yep.
So is it because of the yellow?
Yes, they actually say that. It's these
This is,
minerals here. Yeah, they're negating the Green Lantern's power here. Boy, that's sadistic.
Yeah.
Feels like something like Lex Luthor would create to torture Superman or something.
Reliving the same nightmare over and over again.
Over and over, yeah.
Sounds like a Leaf fan's daily existence.
I was going to say, yeah, I was just thinking of that. I'm like, Leaf fans every year in the playoffs.
Oh, boy. Maniacal laughter. Yeah. He sounds kind of like Gollum.
Yeah.
And one tooth. The dentistry on this guy must be quite quick.
Well, I bet, you could open bottles of Yoo-Hoo with him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I can't wait. I really hope that we get to see Aya on Young Justice. It's such a great character.
Now, I wonder if, because didn't Young Justice have its season finale?
I believe there's at least one more episode. No, because the next episode we're actually going to get to see Oa because, yeah, that's where it seemed to be at the very end. That's where it seemed to be headed the next episode.
So hopefully it'll get renewed.
Mm-hmm. But I have to check to see if that was the finale. I thought there was one more episode this season.
I think it aired like yesterday or the day before.
Okay. You have great rage in your heart. You belong to the Red Lantern Corps. I like that little change. It's not welcome, welcome to the Green Lantern Corps. You belong to the Red Lantern Corps.
There's no choice.
Yeah, aggressive and possessive and.
And that's Clancy Brown, right?
Who, Razer?
No.
I will double check for you.
No, not Razer. The voice of the ring, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Clancy Brown anyway.
Yet another character who I would just absolutely love a figure, Razer.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. McFarlane could do some great things with.
That's cool. I love how she infiltrates his dream here.
Yeah.
I remember watching this for the first time and I was like, what's going on now? And then I realized, I was like, oh. So,
if that light was purple, it could be very Undertaker-like.
Yeah, exactly. I really do like this element of this show that the Green Lantern's caring about, the lives and the treatments of prisoners, that they're held to a different standard. And, even their enemies, they're not just going to disregard their value as sentient beings. You got to like that.
Yeah, I mean, they are, at least the core members are very, their humanity remains or the wrong word considering that there's a bunch of aliens in the group, but you know what I mean.
Yes, exactly. I do
Whereas
the same thing.
The Guardians are more cold and.
Yeah, they're much more aloof
and
prone to questionable decisions.
The actual ring bearers are very compassionate and very much a peacekeeping organization.
Spider-Man, Oh no, wait, that's something different.
What did Barry do this time?
Yeah, exactly. I could totally see Barry like totally screwing that up, and the Spider Guild is in some universe is kept by versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah. The fact that this is CG, 3D, and it just adds a different layer.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's part of the DC animated universe, but different.
Yes, it's its own thing. It really was groundbreaking. There was nothing that I had seen like this before. I mean, this is really gorgeous. And it's sad that more people don't know about this because of the association with, the movie. There were so many people that were like, "Oh, it's a Green Lantern. It must be, and this is completely different than the movie."
Yeah, I think the timing was just fortunate.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. That's like a that's like a bullwhip.
Mhm. And Josh Keaton said that was one of the reasons that the show got canceled. They couldn't sell any tie-in products because people, when they said Green Lantern, they like retailers thought they meant the movie and that the merchandise wouldn't
Had
move.
they waited like a year or two from the movie, I think it might have been different. You know what I mean?
Oh yes. And obviously, this is very different from the movie. The fact that
It's
this,
totally different from the movie. Yeah. I mean, there's no comparable D&E.
Yeah. Like it reminds me of that when Obi-Wan Kenobi hit General Grievous.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're a little
But no,
overmatched.
Razer with that whip construct, very Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
like action there.
was kicking butt long before I got this ring. That's an awesome line.
I love how the energy looks like fire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very different look than the
and that's a great piece of character development right there. That he realizes that. Look at this. He realizes, hey, he's already penitent, and he understands that I can't let this control me. I mean, that's nice of Hal and all, but if things get out of hand, is Goggin there really going to take command of things?
How's he going to keep everybody in line?
Exactly. Bite him with that tooth, maybe. Yeah. Look at that animation. Really? That's worse than the destruction of Bolavak's Vic? Kilowog, come on now.
I really like this episode because it really shows, like you said, some character development from Razer, and it's. I mean, well, I know we just met the character, and so it's quick, but throughout the course of the events of the episode, it does feel earned, even though it happened rather quickly.
Yeah.
So, I guess should we rate this episode?
Yes, indeed.
All right. So, what would you give it?
Are we talking letter grade?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to give it an A-. Other than Hal giving control of the prison to Gog in there at the end, which is a bit questionable from a storytelling perspective. That was a great episode. In terms of character development, you see it right away. This show really had some great direction, and I can only imagine what would have happened when you see a scene like that had this show had several seasons.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much they could have gotten into, and this just shows, the potential that was ultimately squandered because of factors out of the creators and voice actors' control. But top-notch storytelling, and I'm gonna give it. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. Solid A. But we're going to take a quick break. And as soon as we come back, we will queue up the next episode and we'll watch and discuss that one. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Go get your chips. We'll be right here waiting for you.
I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm the Emerald Enthusiast.
And for all your multiverse viewing and listening needs, check out our shows.
That includes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Masters of the Universe, the Marvel Universe, and the DC Comics universe, including the Emerald Echo podcast.
All right here on YouTube and Podbean. From the first podcast and vidcast to the last.
And we're back.
Indeed, we are, and we've got our next episode all queued up and ready to go. At 0, the one we're discussing is episode 104, season 1, episode 4, Into the Abyss. And
Into the Abyss.
We're all queued up at zeros, so we're the same deal as the first episode. I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and when I say play, we all hit play, and we watch and enjoy. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
There's Hal Jordan. You should be on the intro right now. There's Razer. There's Atrocitus. Elias Zox. The Guardians. Interceptor. Kilowog again. Green Lantern, the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Previously on Green Lantern.
And I'm ahead of you again. Let me know when you're at Kilowog walking in on Razer eating, and I'll push play.
Okay. Right now, I'm at the title card, Into the Abyss. There's Razer eating what looked like some version of a steak, and here he comes.
Okay.
Gives him the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Grub time.
That's nasty. That is disgusting. I would lose. Thank God I ate before this because. The Kilowog doesn't like being called a pig.
Right.
That's evident.
I really like the moment here. I think this is the one where Hal says shake hands, and they kind of wield their hands at one another instead of actually. Yeah, here we go. Shake hands. Not like that.
Isn't it weird watching Hal Jordan have to be the parent?
Yeah, exactly. He's usually not, he's usually somebody that like John is trying to calm down. Something like that.
Yeah. Kilowog's eyes are about the same color red as Razor's outfit.
Right. I don't. What Kilowog just said.
Disturbing visual. See, like this kind of imagery is where, like, that's like Star Trek. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Someday, I would love to see this on a movie screen.
Oh.
I wish I could set that up somehow.
Oh, you mean the show?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, I mean, of course, I'm down for anything Green Lantern on screen, but I would love to like be able to set this up like a movie theater and watch this.
Yeah.
Because just look at how beautiful that is. Like all the details of space right there with the
background.
the asteroid. Yeah. Just try and keep up, punk. The bigger you are, the quicker you burn.
See, like even this shot of the three of them flying, and and you see the shaking of the.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these little details, just add to the illusion. Kilowog giving out, "You're weak, Pooza."
And the constant movement of the background in space, like
Yeah,
that's cool, because if this was a regular 2D cartoon, you might not see that.
excellent point.
Remember the old days of in the '60s of Spider-Man swinging, and
Yeah,
he's basically
where he
swinging
would
by the same building over and over again.
yeah, it would take him 5 minutes to swing from one building to another, and it would go from night to day, and back to night. Yeah.
Yeah.
They used a lot of stock footage back then. I mean, you can tell a lot of time and money was invested in this cartoon, and it's
For sure.
yeah.
Must have been a costly series.
And just like right now, look at the reflective, parts of the costumes. Like they made sure to do that, to account for the darker environment, and you can see that reflected in the costume. Just those little details, man. I would have loved to have seen John on the series with Hal and John and Guy going on a mission.
The whole core,
So great, yeah. Well, it's so great.
I knew that was coming.
The good thing Grogu's not with them right now.
Indeed. It's funny, I actually watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and they had a storyline with the snake type, plot.
You're leaving me with him? You two need some bonding time.
Indeed, I agree.
That's a very Hal Jordan-like line there.
Yeah.
Brave, crazy, it's a fine line.
And considering that he went crazy at one point,
Yep.
comics, I think it holds a lot of extra weight for longtime fans, right?
Yes.
Well, you two need to flip a coin and see who's. Well, now you're just making fun of his weight. That's not nice either.
Not to mention, Kilowog is solid as can be. He's basically a walking rock.
It's like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, good job, guys. Waste time fighting.
I know. It's like,
But look
did
at
they
this
learn
battle.
nothing from their handshake?
Yeah, look at Kilowog's outfit, and Hal playing he's playing parent again, but you could see the energy reflecting off of his costume there. It's cool.
Yeah. How does Kilowatt grow a mustache? Would it get would it cover his tusks?
That's a good question.
That'd be an interesting look.
And of course, he panics. Yeah. Oh.
Understandable. Just look at it. That's an awesome vision.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just create a sword and then switch to just a punch?
Yeah. A sword. Oh, human.
I don't-
Nice.
That's
See, now
cool.
that's more the type of thing that I'm used to seeing Kilowog make is something
Yeah.
with some ingenuity there. Mm.
I just love the use of color in this series is
Yeah.
so
And even the sound here, this is all just a splendid
like
experience.
they know when to make those colors pop, right, and stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he's upset because he didn't get to finish his meal.
That's probably some of it. Yeah. I'm guessing Kilowog is not a nice being to be around when he's hungry.
No, I would mention, or when he's tired.
Check
See,
it out.
that's a cool construct.
I love it. I love it. See,
What would you make with if you had to make one construct? What would you make?
it would depend on the situation I was in.
No, like if you could just randomly create, like if they gave you a ring to create any construct, no danger, no.
Create any construct, and do I get to keep it forever?
Yeah, sure.
Statue of Kyle Rayner.
Okay, well. You're really going outside the box there, eh, Don?
You said anything. I always said, my hometown, if you ever hear that it's getting renamed to New Oa and that there's a big central power battery being built in the middle of it,
the mayor.
You'll know that I won the lottery.
You're the mayor.
Exactly. Then
Listen, if Kane can become the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, why can't you become the mayor of your hometown?
New Oa.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the residents here would not appreciate that. me renaming, Main Street Banks Mars Drive. So
Is that some kind of new space diet? Don't stop unless you want to get a lot thinner.
and look how transparent the energy is there. You can still see behind the construct.
Yeah,
because
that's awesome.
it's showing that it's hard light. It's not just something that's appeared, but it's still it's still energy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, those things are creepy.
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of like snails, alien snails, eh?
Yeah.
There's Mr. Optimism. Take that, Mr. Fantastic. Get a stretch on that construct arm. Impressive. Like I love how it's like even when the energy comes out, it looks like fire. I love.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
it before, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a unique contrast. Like look at the contrast. It's great.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I said, I just love these visuals. Oh, he thinks they're hatchlings. and again, if you don't know what those are, watching it for the first time, it is kind of creepy.
They look like alien snails to me.
Yeah. You remember what
Eh,
those are, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you remembered. Yeah.
Oh, you can say it for in case our listeners.
Oh, okay. That's actually Aya, like catching up with them. So.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
So just create a construct of 5 hands.
Good point. Create a couple more razors.
Yeah.
Of course, whether or not at this point he can create something that complex, I'm not sure. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
when
if
he
he was smart,
realizes.
he'd
Yeah.
create a construct of Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan,
Exactly.
the rest of the NWO. They can figure this out real quick. See how Jordan is quite intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Far more intelligent than he's giving credit for, if you ask
Oh yes, I would agree. There are times that he shows a lot of intelligence. I mean, he operates on instinct a lot of times because that's the
me.
nature of the situation he's in.
Right.
I mean, you look at this animation, and it is the same quality of a lot of animated movies that get theatrical releases.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's on
It
that
reminds
same
me. It
level.
reminds me of a Pixar.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm watching it now, and I think of the trailers for Lightyear. You know, the
Good comparison.
new
Yeah,
Buzz Lightyear movie.
yeah.
Also, the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe animated series. The animation, I get a lot of.
Here's another great piece of development there. Razer developing a conscience, and well, he already had a conscience. He just
Saving Kilowog, yeah.
yeah, he was just like even somebody I don't particularly
that
care for.
they're
Yeah.
always at each other's throats.
Yeah. I got to save him. And it's cool, like I said, to see on Young Justice, to see those two embrace one another.
Yeah.
Came a long way. And here we go. I love this moment because this shows you being a pilot, it's not just a job with Hal, it's the way that he thinks and problem solves.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
And again, it's not just intelligence in the way of knowing things, it's how quickly he can decide on something and put it into action and formulate a plan. And you see it here. I mean, this is, in many ways, this is peak Hal Jordan. This is him saving the day without his ring. I mean, this is just him, utilizing what's around him.
Absolutely.
And the
What a
visual here.
visual! Look at this.
It's so cool.
It looks so cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Still got it. Oh.
Isn't that cute?
I would have bought like a little pack of those, like put with a Kilowog figure.
Again, I'm so shocked.
I could have done without that part, but that's all right. As long as the figures didn't come with that, I wouldn't want them to like whatever that was, like
that's true.
snot on me or whatever that was.
You see the change.
Yeah, I like the symmetry of this episode where beginning and ending with the meal. Oh, this is a great moment. Yeah, I was like, go ahead.
What about Mogul?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, there's a Green Lantern that's a math equation, then why couldn't it be an artificial intelligence?
Oh, she solved the body part.
Just a really cool moment. Look at the energy. Yeah. Kilowog's like, what just happened?
Oh boy.
And there we go.
Another solid episode.
Yeah. Gonna give that one an A. There's this show, it built on every episode, and I love how it wasn't just, the self-contained episodes. You had themes like that, but it built with each episode just the overall narrative and the world building that we get here. It's just such a great experience. So that's why I don't mind going back and doing things like this with you.
Yeah,
I can watch this over and over.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I'm sure you have zero issue going back and rewatching. But no, for me, I'm going to give this one an A+, and I'll explain why. The character development for both Kilowog and Razer was exceptional because they both kind of grew, and the symmetry, like you mentioned, the start of the episode was with the meal, with the meal, and the end of the episode was with the meal. But also, I think Hal grew as well in this episode, in the sense that he's kind of going to be like the parental father figure.
Mm-hmm. Which, like you said, that's kind of unusual for Hal
Jordan,
Jordan.
which is not really his thing. And then also the revelations with Aya at the end there were pretty, they add another layer to the series. But also just on the visual aspect alone, this one elevates a little higher because, to have the space debris and it constantly moving, even though it's not the focus of the shot. I think that's and the details, like the vibrations when they're flying through space without the ship, and like you said, the way the light shines on their suit at the particular times. All that is really accentuated in this episode, so it gets a little extra points for me. So A+ for me. But yeah, that brings another rewatch commentary episode to an end. We hope you enjoyed revisiting the show with us, and we'll be back for more of these to continue going through the rest of the series. But until next time, if you want to talk Green Lantern, the animated series, or anything Green Lantern, or anything else we podcast about on this network, you can on social media. Donnie, where do they track you down?
You can find me on Twitter or TikTok as the Emerald Enthusiast. Let's talk comics, let's talk collectibles, let's talk Green Lantern.
And you can find me on Twitter at Adam_LeafSfan. The podcast, the Vidcast Network, has its own Twitter page, which is at MMNPDC. We also have a Facebook page, which is, there's a link in the description below. Click that, I will add you. And we can continue the conversation there. But until next time, remember, Green Lantern, the animated series, is forever. From the first handshake between Kilowog and Razer to the last. So long, everybody.
So long, everyone.